All right, Kenman here, and it is time for another shipwreck project. Woo! I love doing this. Let me tell you. Don't know what a shipwreck is? Well, you take a knife that has a brass or copper handle scale material, and you can do cool stuff like this. This one actually used to look like that. This is the one we're going to do today. We're going to give it some cool stuff. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. You are in the right place. Here is another one. The way this works is you take the copper or the brass and you add things like we are going to do here in a minute and create some natural patina. So it's actually eating in, corroding in, and changing the metal itself to give us this final product. What do you think? That's a QSP penguin I did right there. Here's a little Civivi mini elementum. You can see the little speckles and the greens and the blues and the variations. Depending on how you apply it and how you do it, creates different styles. This one is a copper Civivi Exarch. You can see those greens and blues. And the way the swirls are just interesting, kind of like a marbled effect. That is our main goal. Like I said, this here is one we just did. This is a Rough Ryder little mini lockback. These do not come apart. You'd have to pop the pins out and then repin it. So it's kind of one that I was like, I wondered if it would be able to work, but I tested this one out. We're going to do it again. You'll see this one has been done for a little while now, and the steel still seems to be fine. It doesn't seem to have been affected in any way. So we're going to try it again with this right here. All right, so shipwreck is an interesting process. I just got into it recently, and now I'm kind of addicted to it. But I'll walk you through what we're going to do here. And basically, we're going to create a container, a little chamber, and that's going to make some ammonia fumes. And those ammonia fumes are going to fly around and react on the surface of this brass. And we are also going to add salt. I'm going to go very simple this time. I've done a few other things on some other ones, but I'm going to try to go blue. The salt gives the blue. So if I go, well, again, this is going to be an experiment, so we'll see. I'm going to try to go heavy on the salt and just ammonia fumes, and then maybe do a little kind of painterly movements to swirl it around on there to keep it going. We'll see. And so will you. All right, so we're going to just put this tape over the blade. Is it completely necessary? I don't know. But I know that this project, sorry if I was off camera there a sec, this process really only affects copper and brass, like I was saying. So it's not going to affect the steel the same way, but it's still liquid and stuff and fumes, so it could maybe start to corrode. So I'm just putting a little piece of tape over that blade just to help. I noticed on the other one, it seems to be fine. I haven't really seen any types of pits or marks or rust or anything developing as of yet. So we are going to try again. All right, so this one is taped up and ready. I am going to wipe this off really quick, just get off any excess oils, or if there's like a fingerprint on there that might become accented and then you notice it. That'd be an interesting thing to try. Maybe I should do one where I put fingerprints all over it and then see how that how the patina grows and changes within. Interesting. Note to self. Who's done this? Who likes doing it? Enjoying the videos that I've been making? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I will have the other ones kind of linked, or a few of them linked down below. This is ammonia. I am liberally getting those paper towels wet with my clear all-purpose ammonia. And make sure you're in a good ventilated area. Don't breathe this in. It stinks. It's, whew, tell you what. But those are nice and liberally coated. That's going to create our ammonia fumes. So what I'm doing with these sticks, I poked a couple holes already. Done this technique once before, or a couple times, whatever. Done like 4 or 5 of them now. Actually, I have this pen too. I didn't show the pen. A lot of blue on it. So I'm going to try to get, we're going for a major amount of blue on this one. What do we think about that? Okay, so now this is where the blade is now going to sit basically in here like that, or like this somehow. I'm going to tear this so it's not quite so long on the bottom there. How did I have that in there? Something like, I think it was this way maybe. Anyway. Something like that. Okay. And now you're touching this. Wipe this off again. Remember, just touch the blade, Dan. Just touch the blade. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want salt on here, but it's not going to stick very well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get some ammonia on there. You see that? I should have done this before I put the sticks in. We're making it up as we go, kids. And I have brought you along for the ride. Okay, so now I want my paper towel. I should have had some Q-tips. That would have helped. Let me get some of it out of this little spot right here, where it's not as necessary. All right, now I'm gonna go like this with the salt and hope that it sticks a bunch. There it does. Notice how much salt I got to stick on there. I'm actually going to pour a little more ammonia. Remember to be in a good ventilated area and don't take a deep breath if your face is over the top, because it will knock your socks off. All right, just dabbing some ammonia on there, and I'll just go ahead and drop that in like that. A little more salt. Heavy on the salts. Like I said, I'm going for as blue as we can get. And I'm going to go in here with a paper towel again and kind of wipe off this lock section here. All right. I thought about putting some of the bigger chunks, but it looks like the moisture content, the way this works, I might just have to leave it with just the smaller salt. So let's take a good look. That's what we're looking at right now. I'm not going to have those hourly time lapses. Maybe I will take a look since it's not in there. Yeah, we could try it out. We'll see. Okay, so let's balance this in here. And I had it so good earlier. All right, that's going to be fine like that. And then I got to be careful not to bump it. I have this lid with the window. I got to be careful snapping it down. Snap. All right, so there it is. We are in. We're going to let it sit for probably an hour and do a little peek, maybe another hour, do a little peek, and we'll see how we do it. It has been about 1 hour, and I can tell from the sides that it was worth kind of checking out. Let's see what's happening. The salt is definitely going crazy. Look at that blue that we're getting. That's fantastic. All right, so I'll just put that back in there, seal this back up, check on it again when it looks like it's worth checking on. Okay, I let it sit overnight. It has been, 6, 7, 8, like 9 more hours. And here we are. Blue, blue, blue. Will it stay though? That's the question. I don't know. If we get in here, do a little pre-wipe, you can see it kind of comes off. So I am going to pour a little more ammonia right here. And we're going to get a little crazy here so we can see. There's where we're at. If I wipe, you can see a lot of that blue kind of comes off. Some of it stays. Does look pretty cool. But I am going to continue this experiment. All right, so I'm just trying to get some ammonia pretty much everywhere. We're going to go back in. More salt. Oops. And then I'm going to come back after work today and we'll see what that did. Well, gotta turn it around. It likes to sit this way. I'm just going to drop that in there. Seal this back up and we will check on it in a couple more hours. We are getting wild with this experiment. It has been about 8 more hours. I don't know, I feel like we're just kind of having some fun here. I'm letting it develop. Look at this. Blue all over the place. Let's see if I have enough to wipe that. I'm going to get a little more ammonia here quick. Remember to be careful about your environment and don't breathe this in. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just get on here with some ammonia. Do a little wipe. See how a lot of the blue disappears? A lot of it's still there, but a lot of it does kind of disappear because it hasn't really worked into the metal itself. So I'm going to do one more of these little applications where I'm doing a rinse. Actually, this looks really cool though, right? We're going to do one more time. All right, so now I've got more ammonia all over it. Get some more salt out here. Get to it. A lot of salt. Back in we go. Who's enjoying this particular one? I'm excited to see where we go with it. All right, back in for a few more, of course. A few more hours in here. We'll take her out. Salt still looks good. And we'll see what we're getting. Fun stuff. The plot thickens. Let's see where we're at. Oh, knocked it over again. Every time it gets a little more crazy, interesting. What's happening? Look at this. A lot of salt crystals still on there. Like sorry, I'm trying to focus. Undissolved. It's really wet. Really saturated it heavy that time. I'm gonna kind of go in here with just a dry Q-tip and kind of take everything off. And just kind of see what's happening. Pretty fun little process. And why not test it to its fullest, right? We're really kind of giving it all today. Well, I do like what's going on. I think I want to just take it one more. What do we think? I'm not going to add any ammonia to it this time. I'm just going to wipe this off good. Seems like I'm getting a lot of fumes in the container in the chamber, which is good. All the ammonia down there, when it's trapped, it kind of moves around, and that's what's giving us the fumes, which are creating a lot of this, doing a lot of the work for us. Just kind of wiping off the spine there. And around the end too. Doesn't look like it's corroding or changing that steel at all. Okay, so I'm gonna, like I said, try to get this pretty much dry this time. It's not really dry, but Last other times I was dipping it in the ammonia a little bit more. I'm not going to do that this time. The salt, let's see, we're going to go light. I'm going to shake a little salt on here, but not so heavy as last time. Just a few grains, not too thick. Just a couple more on this side right there maybe. All right, here's where we're at. Let's go back in and we'll see it in the morning. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. We'll see you in the AM. And good morning. What happened while we were sleeping? Let's take a look. Boom. Oh yeah. I'm gonna seal this up and I'm gonna let it dry this time. And once it's completely dry, we'll kind of wash it, clean it up, and see what was left. I'm gonna dab a little bit of that real wet area right there. Okay. Let's see if I can get focused on here. Wow, look at all of the crustacean type stuff going on here. So I'm just gonna balance it or just set it. This. And then we're just gonna let it sit like that until it dries, and then we'll rinse it off. I am feeling good about this one. We have it all dry. Look at all that blue. Now, we're going to rinse this off, and some of this is going to wash away. Some of it's going to remain, but that's kind of part of it. It's going to look more blue before you rinse it. I like to let it sit and completely dry. It kind of helps it really kind of set in as much as possible, but some of this is part of the metal and some of it is just sitting on the surface. So we need to remove that. I've got some warm water right here. If I had taken the scales apart, I would just go ahead and dip this in there. But since that's not the case, I'm going to kind of do a wipe like this. So I'm not really soaking this entire thing. I'm just kind of getting the sides wet and kind of removing any excess actually. Not a lot. It sat in there for quite some time. If you recall there, we let it sit overnight and changed it and then got a little wild splashing it around a few times. So it's definitely had a chance to really get in there. I am feeling a little more texture on this one. As it eats in, it kind of is corroding the metal. So I don't know if we can get some focus here. You can kind of see in some areas, like right there above my thumb, there's a couple facet areas. Ooh, this is pretty fun. What do we think? All right, let's just finish out here. Try to pretty much just getting the whole thing wet. All right, so I'm going to take this paper towel, try to get in between there. I see a little bit, not all the way, but just right on that edge. Who has tried shipwrecking? Let me know in the comments. How have you done it? What techniques have you tried? Have you had different successes, failures? I'm interested. Tell me about it. Have you done it only from watching my videos? I'm interested to see. I'm really having fun with this, as I keep saying over and over. So yeah, anyone who's doing it, I'm interested. I want to keep experimenting. I'm going to continue to try different things and see what kind of crazy results we can get. I'm trying to squeeze this down and wipe off. We're going to oil everything nicely after we finish up here, but right now we're just removing the remaining salts and residue that might be on here. I think we're pretty much good. A lot of it did remain, which is great. All right, so let's dry this off. Fantastic. I'm going to call it, we're leaving it like this. When we put the clear coat on there, I will spray that coat on there, and that's going to help make all these colors pop. It's also going to help seal it down and kind of protect it. It would continue to patina over time as you use it and hold it. You could leave it like this and it would continue to maybe change slowly, or it will. But you put that clear coat on there, it kind of helps lock in this pattern and this patina, and then allows it to kind of help preserve it as well. So we're going to do that with a nice clear coat here. So that'll be the next step. We're going to go outside, we're going to spray this and finish her up. And okay, we have done it. I'm not sure what it is, but we did it. Let's take this apart and look at it. I just show you right now, but I'm more excited to get this torn down and see it for all its glory. Minus the blue tape and hook. All right, we are almost there. All of our work, has it paid off? I am enjoying it. This is some fun stuff. There it is, fully removed. What does it look like? Dun 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 dun. There we go. Shipwreck, the Rough Ryder mini lockback. Sounds great. Didn't have to take it apart. Just taped off the blade. Don't see any rust or any issues. I'm going to go in and maybe clean up a little if I see any, like maybe around here in the blade. Give it a little oil, but let's go ahead and just check out the Shipwreck. We went through a different process this time. What do we think about the results on this? Kind of wrap around. I'm pretty happy. Quite fun, interesting. I'm going to continue to experiment, try different things, get a little movement around there as it's going to create some more difference. Got a whole new kind of a thing going on in here. I'm liking it. Lots of blue. There it is. Boom. Excellent stuff. Comment below, have you gotten into the shipwrecking since you've watched me do this? Have you been doing it for a long time? Are you going to try one out? Send one to me. I'll do it for you. I love it. So much fun. What's your favorite side? A or B? Comment below. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.